Hey Explorers, today I'm here to talk to you about what do you need to consider with travel and the lovely coronavirus. First of all, the current strand of coronavirus that we're talking about is COVID-19. Coronavirus is like an overall category of viruses that include things like the common cold as well as COVID-19. The thing that we're concerned about is COVID-19. Now, I must say, I am not a medical professional. I am not you. So obviously, things that I'm going to mention in this video are based on my personal preferences and my thought process, but it's not me telling you what to do in regards to travel and the coronavirus. So always use your best judgment, do plenty of research. I'm going to give you some ideas of what to look into, and you go from there. So use your best judgment. So there are several things to consider in regards to travel and the coronavirus. I have a lovely list here. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. So first and foremost, you need to consider travel advisories. You can look for travel advisories with your State Department, your government, whoever it may be, as well as the CDC and the World Health Organization. The CDC currently has 4 levels. Level 4 and level 3, you should not travel to those countries. Those countries include Italy, China, Iran, and I believe South Korea. You should not travel to those countries. And a lot of airlines have probably already canceled flights in and out of those countries. So you cannot travel there. So if you're already planning to go there anytime soon, you might as well cancel that trip. So be sure to consider those travel advisories. Level 2 is Japan. It is to reconsider travel, especially if you are a person that is more vulnerable to illness. And then there's level 1. Level 1 is just, being precautious and taking necessary actions to make sure you don't get sick. And I believe Hong Kong has level 1 as of today. So be sure to consider those travel advisories. You can see them on the CDC's website. When you travel, are you going to affect others? Meaning, do you have to come back to someone? Is there someone that's going to be waiting on you? Whatever. So if you have someone at home that is vulnerable to illnesses or older, you should probably not go because you may bring back that illness. You may recover from it, but you may pass it on to someone that is more vulnerable to the illness. You may also have people around you who may be a little more concerned or even panic about the current situation, or you may have coworkers that you have to sit close by. You have to consider that because they're going to blame you if you come to work and you don't even know you have it, because it's a 14-day period that you can be an incubator for the virus. So you could go back to work not thinking anything of it and pass it along to someone, and they're going to blame you. It's going to probably be a hostile environment. Just kidding. But you don't want to do that to other people. Also, you got to look at costs. There's costs on a wide spectrum. So maybe you have a trip coming up in the next few weeks and you've already put a whole bunch of money into it. So yes, you have to consider the cost of moving your trip to another time or even canceling, because for me that is very frustrating. But you also have to consider the cost if you were to travel somewhere, say for some reason you want to just go hang out in Italy, which they have an advisory, so you can't do that, or I advise you not to do that. But say you want to go hang out in Italy and then you're coming back to the United States, you may get quarantined for a 14-day period. You do not want that. You may be quarantined in Italy. You may be quarantined once you get back in the US. You may not make it back home because you are being held somewhere in quarantine. So are you able to foot those costs? You may have to stay in Italy longer and book a hotel for 14 more days. Can you afford that cost of being quarantined in another country? Now, granted, not all countries are at high risk of this, but you just never know when things may change. Going with that, say you have a job that you have to come back to. Are you able to take your work with you? Are you able to work remotely? If so, I definitely recommend doing that just in case something changes while you're abroad, so you can have your work with you, because you don't want to have to take off more time from work. I mean, of course you want to use that for more vacation time, right? So make sure you carry your work with you. If you cannot do that and you do not have an abundance of vacation days, you may want to reconsider this, because you never know when something may change and you are stuck in another country and you have to take that time off because you cannot get back into your home country. Travel insurance. Yes, I preach travel insurance. It covers a lot of things. I definitely recommend reviewing your travel insurance policy to see if it covers things like this. You may have a very wide open travel insurance policy where you can cancel for any reason, or they may have something where, there's an illness or an outbreak or something that is actually covered in your travel insurance policy, but a lot do not. And if you do not have that coverage, travel insurance will not let you cancel or give you money back because you are feared of getting a virus or sick abroad. Because in my opinion, you can get sick anytime you go anywhere. I mean, you can get sick going down the street from your home. There's always risk whenever you travel, and illness is one of them, and you cannot cancel because of the probability of getting sick. You also want to consider if you are a person, as I mentioned earlier, a vulnerable person. So if you're a person of any age that has some type of respiratory issue or underlying health issue, such as asthma, or, I don't know. I'm not an expert on illnesses, but if you have an underlying issue, you should probably not travel at the risk of getting sick. I also recommend that you are cautious of what you do at home as well, because the virus is everywhere, in my opinion. We just don't know it. But that's just my opinion. But I also recommend people who are older, so senior citizens, you should probably not travel as well, because things are just not the same as they used to be. Unless, you got a high immune system, go for it. I'm not telling you to not go, but you should definitely be cautious, because you may not be able to recover as well as a younger individual without any medical issues. Right now, people are saying at the CDC and medical professionals that older people over 60 or 70, I believe, people with underlying issues are at higher risk of getting the virus and having complications from it. So you do not want to be a part of that number. If you do decide to travel, make sure you stay clean. Make sure you stay clean at home as well. This works both ways. Make sure you are washing your hands. You should see this video out of Vietnam. They have this cute song about washing hands and how to do it. And then a famous dancer over there made choreography to it. It is so awesome. I'm going to link the video in the description down below. But wash your hands for 20 seconds. Making sure you're getting under the nails, in between your fingers, scrubbing everything. Wash them for 20 seconds. That is the best way to protect yourself from getting an illness. And then make sure you're not putting your hand in your mouth and your nose and your ears, whatever you want to do. Just don't, try not to touch your face, eyes, stuff like that. But also, if you are going to travel and get on a plane, I have done this already. I have been doing this for the past year or two, because I don't know what be going on in planes, hotels, Airbnbs, whatever. Take sanitation wipes. Make sure you're wiping down every single thing that you're going to touch on the plane. That means your chair, your armrest, if you're at the window, the side of the plane, the blind, whatever that thing is, shutter that goes up and down, the seat in front of you, the TV screen, the tray, the pocket, everything that you may possibly touch. If you have to go to the bathroom on the plane, make sure you take a wipe to open that door, or make sure you have hand sanitizer as well, so you can keep yourself covered. You can also and do this stuff for your hotel or Airbnb, hostel, whatever you're going to stay when you get there. I've been doing this for a while. I take my own pillowcase. I wipe down every single thing I'm going to touch, from tabletops to the remote control, to the doorknob, to the faucet, the door to the bathroom, everything. I wipe it down. I have Lysol spray for the bed, and I do not have housekeeping come while I'm actually staying there. So it can stay with my cleanliness and my way of feeling good about life. I do that regardless. It makes me feel like I'm at home when I do it, and you should do it definitely now to make sure you're keeping germs away. As for masks, the CDC keeps telling y'all, if you are not sick, do not buy masks and hoard them. Just don't, because medical professionals and the people who are actually sick need those masks, and they are currently sold out. Do not go and try to buy them up from people who need them. If you have a mask already, I know there's like companies that make cute masks for the plane, and some people actually wear masks on the plane, period. I have some. I got them before the incident. So yeah, you can wear them on the plane, but do not go out and buy some if you are not sick. Just be mindful of that. You also have to remember the plane does have filter air. It recycles through the filter, which kills most germs and then comes back into the plane. You can read more about that. Airlines have actually been putting out more information about the filtering system, so it can keep people a little more calm when they're flying on the plane. Oh, one last thing you have to consider. If your current company that you're working for has a policy in place about your travel, non-essential travel, can't do it for the next 30 days, 21 days, whatever it is, you definitely have to put that in mind. My company put that in place, unfortunately, so it really put a dagger in everything. I know it's kind of rude to prevent someone from taking a vacation when they travel, so just make sure you're talking to your supervisor and human resources to figure out what is the best way to handle this situation. I don't know what to say about that. That is between you and your company, but make sure you do not do something where you can get fired from your job if that job means something to you. Lastly, if you have any questions or concerns about COVID-19 coronavirus, make sure you visit the CDC's website, the World Health Organization's website, or visit your doctor, your local doctor, to get more information about the virus. As things continue to change, more and more information will come out. I just advise you, do not panic. Do not go up and buy all the hand sanitizer and hoard it. Other people want some, as well as hand soap. But just be mindful of everyone's feelings. Do not go out and be nasty and lick things or put your hands in your mouth. Be careful with money. But, just keep all information in mind. Do not panic. Viruses come and go. Just make sure you protect yourself and be knowledgeable of what's happening and take awareness and be prepared. And that is something you can do by visiting the CDC and the World Health Organization's website. I hope all these pointers I gave to you will help you in feeling a little more comfortable and help you think about some things and making a decision about future travel, especially if it's coming within the next 30 days. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. Also, leave a comment of any questions or concerns or thoughts that you have about COVID-19 down in the comment box. If you have not already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and a notification bell so you're notified when next week's video comes out. Also, make sure you share this video with your friends, family, and social media networks so people can get different pointers about what they should consider in travel during this time. Thank you again so much for watching. Have a great day or night wherever in the world you are.